Well, hello and welcome to the Soccer Mash.
It's called Fat Boy and Dafty.
Brought to you by the Midweek Mash Tattie Sportscast. I'm your host Harvey. With me, as usual, Michael and Paul. How are you doing, lads?
What's happening, Captain?
Yeah, it's happening.
Tell you how I'm
Good.
I'm no in the hurricane.
Well, aye. No,
We're literally recording from hurricane season over there, man. That's
Yep.
fucking insane.
Over to the roving reporter over in the Cayman Islands.
I just did
Coming at us live from the centre of, well, not the centre, the outskirts of a hurricane.
It's like the
So it's
co-op
just
news with the news reporter, isn't it? It's raining sideways!
Aye. Yeah. It started coming in a little bit, it's a wee lull now, so we're kind of good. I just did something stupid. I went to look out the window and I forgot to bloody board it up, into. I was like, what's off of that? Like, oh, aye.
Sun's went down earlier today.
I mean, it is pretty dark anyway because, you know, hurricane and that.
Fucking hurricane.
Oh, God. Aye. Oh, man.
Aye, so if there's any sudden gusts of wind or the sound of rainfall or anything like that in the background, or indeed some screaming and whirling sounds, don't worry. It's just the hurricane blowing through.
It's just the hurricane, aye.
It's the first airborne podcast.
You hear the siren sound. Meow. Oh, God. Right. So, we'll just get into it then, shall we? I'll take you back to the UEFA Champions League final. Remember when there was all that bother? You know,
There was.
delayed kick-off and security issues, people not, and then supporters getting harassed and what's the word? Injured. There we go. That's the one. So turns out there's about 1,450 clients. Oh, sorry. 1,450 Liverpool fans suing UEFA. Sorry. So it's like this law company, a global law firm, Pogust Goodhead. They said they've got 1,450 clients that are all Liverpool fans. Got to sue UEFA for like breach of trust. And
Breach of trust.
well, aye, no breach of trust. Well, aye, breach of contract, negligence over duty of care. That's the one. Bloody trust. Aye. So, they said that the fans were harmed physically and psychologically. So, we'll see how that one turns out.
Them and the Rangers fans would definitely have a case for damages against UEFA, certainly.
Aye, Rangers fans as well. For their final, yeah, I forgot about that.
Literally drinking out of toilets, mate. Like,
Didn't have any water. Like, aye, that was a bad one too.
aye.
I wonder if they see this and any fans that were there try and do the same thing. I mean, in my personal opinion, they should be due some reparations, but you know how the law works. But it's
By the way, certainly with the Liverpool fans, where you saw them stuck inside certain turnstile points like for 2 hours, roasting one Parisian sun, kids, parents, like disgusting, man. They basically farm live, and it was like farm animals, man. Really was. Battery hens.
So, aye. Then there's another law firm, Lee Day. I think they've got about 400 clients, and they're suing UEFA as well. Same for the same Liverpool. It's believed that they're going to sue for UEFA failing to provide a safe and secure environment for the fans. Which when you see all the videos and pictures, etc., like there isn't really much safety and security there, to be honest. Terrible. I mean, after the game as well. I don't know if you seen. I don't know if you've seen the videos where like it's groups, like hundreds of young French boys, and they're just gonna run like these Liverpool fans that are leaving the game, like, robbing them.
Causing trouble.
Like,
it was ridiculous. Absolutely. It was
like,
lawless,
literally
man.
right outside the ground, like where there should have been security, and it's just like,
Wow.
Aye. It was like the young teams just standing there, like hundreds of them, just right. Use your wallet, use your phones, whatever. And then some folk were like, nah. They were like, okay, whap. Just started punching folk, like beating folk up and stuff. It was like, fuck. So,
wild, man.
Aye. So, UEFA definitely have some questions to answer. Because that game, that was not policed the way it should have been.
No,
It
in
was an
2022,
absolute mess
there's no
from top to
excuse.
bottom.
And I don't know how it happened. Like, I don't know where the blame lies. Like, you know, did UEFA hire the right amount of people for security? Did the police not, provide enough people, etc.? I don't know.
Surely it's going to be
but
down
there's-
to the host city who are hosting the game. Like, it's their police force to risk assess the potential of that. And for me, that would suggest gross negligence in their part. Like, there's obviously this issue. There's obviously this issue with young men in the greater Parisian area that they must have been aware of, and they've no sought to make sure that there's a clear path for both Liverpool fans and for Real Madrid fans to safely get to the game, safely get back from the game, and enjoy their time in what is meant to be one of Europe's kind of crown jewel sort of tourist cities in Paris. Like, it's basically what a lot of the city's income will be in tourist trade, like year upon year upon year, and you've got at least 100,000 people with this terrible experience of crime, poor treatment, police bloody tear gassing kids. Like,
that's right.
It's a big black eye for the city of Paris and for France in general to be seen as this place that you can't come and enjoy if you're a football fan. Like,
it's not
a good look at all.
At the before the game as well, like when people were getting turned away because of tickets, they were saying the tickets were fake, but they were like, as I said previously on a previous episode, that Andy Robertson got tickets for the club and gave to his friends or family. Can't remember which one, but so he knew that they were genuine tickets because they came from Liverpool Football Club. When they got to the gate, they were like, "Nah, they're fake," and tell them like, "What?" Like, you know what I mean? Like, what were you scanning that's telling you it's fake? Or if, you just let some folk in and just turning some folk away, like, taking me backhanders and letting some folk in and then telling folk who've got tickets, like, oh, they're fake. Like, who knows what's
It seems to have been a
happening?
total disaster. And I mean, again, like, these tickets come with security strips on them. Like, it's the biggest club competition final in the world in sport, almost like the European Cup final, kind of up there with the Super Bowl, up there with all the other very top things, World Cup final, so on and so forth. Now, how is it possible that a ticket turnstile is getting that wrong? Or police are getting that wrong? Like, it just seems to have been a total shit show from day one, which in a developed country like France, it's not acceptable. So I really hope that they get somewhere with that as far as suing them. Too bloody right, man. Should have been one of the best experiences of their life, even if Liverpool going to get beat. But it's an absolute disaster. And I'm not saying that's an excuse for Liverpool getting beaten in the final by Real Madrid, but you better believe that it's going to be on the players' minds. All this nonsense happening outside the stadium, like.
Aye, because they would have they would have heard about it.
Oh, it's a few hundred feet away from them, like, you know what I mean? It's less than a kilometre for them. They would absolutely know.
Like Andy Robertson, his mates will probably text him or phone them. Mate,
I mean, you'd imagine he's probably not hearing for his mates that close to a final, but he's going to be thinking about it like, fuck, my pals are in that, my family's in that.
They would he would have heard. Can remember that was before kick-off. So, remember these boys are all on the phone.
It was. Aye, that's true.
So he would have heard about that. I think it's got to be on their minds, because you would have heard the commotion. You know,
that sort of thing. Like, it can't be washed under the rug. That something's going to come of it, because it's not like it was just some folk getting harassed after the game, or just a bit of a ticketing issue, or just a security issue, or just a police. Like, it was all the things. Everything that could go wrong went bloody wrong, man. All they needed was somebody putting the fire alarm, and they would have had a fucking a flush or a full house or whatever you want to cry. You know what I mean? Like, it was seriously tits up for them. So whether they make some do it to be a scapegoat, or whether they look properly into it and there's the correct amount of blame at everybody's feet, like, something must have come of that.
Aye, for sure. I just hope that they get through. And this doesn't happen again. Like, the lessons need to be learned.
Definitely.
Aye. Obviously it was horrible what happened, but this used as a case study, essentially.
Do you know, the thing is, UEFA are unbelievably strict with stuff. Like, see, even just the qualifying matches to get into Champions League, Europa, whatever. There's like so many boxes that need to be ticked for a stadium to be ready for a match, and they send inspectors out ahead of time to check that everything that you're putting down on paper is right, in terms of like pitch standards, changing rooms, floodlights, signage, security stuff, everything. They are on top of stuff. So the fact that they dropped the ball with this is mind-blowing. Like, it shouldn't have been able to happen.
It's disaster. Complete disaster. Something else that's mind-blowing, well, to me anyway, it's have you seen what's been going on with Griezmann?
Antoine Griezmann, so the Atletico Madrid striker who's a France international.
So, Michael, he played for Atletico Madrid. Barcelona bought him a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And right for the get-go, it was evident that he wasn't going to be there long, because, folk in the club had wanted Neymar back.
I remember,
from PSG and stuff. And when he came, like, players weren't happy, but like, so this got to be a disaster for day one. He got loaned back to Atletico Madrid on a 2-year deal, right? A 2-year loan deal. And then in that deal, it stipulated that if Griezmann plays for more than 45 minutes in more than 50% of his games throughout the 2 years, Atletico would have to pay Barcelona 40 million euros to sign him back permanently.
What?
So last season he played a lot of games. This season, Atletico Madrid have literally been bringing him on in like the 61st minute, 62nd, 64th minute for literally the last half an hour.
Very, very deliberately keeping him inside.
Aye, so by the end of the season, so not every game, like who was it they were playing? Real Madrid, I think they were playing the other day, and Griezmann started. Right, so like only in the big games that is he like starting and playing more than the 30 minutes.
Wow.
So it's by the end of the season, they'll be under 50%. So he will not have played more than 45 minutes in 50% of the games. So it's very deliberate. Aye. And like,
how is that legal?
Well, it is legal. That's why they're doing it.
To put in the contract.
Well, that's the thing.
Completely legal.
It is legal. There's nothing you can't stop them. So, like,
that is a crazy stipulation for a loan contract.
It's outstanding. It's so Atletico Madrid. It is so them. Like, they are the shithouser team of the world, and that is a shithousery way to conduct yourself. Like, it fits the team's personality, the manager's personality. It's glorious.
Aye, Diego Simeone is just he
sitting in his office.
He's the king of shit.
Sitting in his office in his black suit, tuning his guitar, laughing to himself, isn't he? Tuning his acoustic guitar. Cigar in the ashtray and a whiskey.
Aye.
Laughing his head off, just enjoying the shithousery.
Aye.
It's been reported in Mundo Deportivo, by the way, that Barca are now actually willing to accept 25 million to just kind of sign it off, like just give us 25 million and we'll be fine, as opposed to the full fee, which again, I could just imagine Simeone reading that, laughing and going back to tuning his guitar. They obviously plays to himself. Just sitting playing kind of throwing atmospherics at a mariachi, enjoying himself in his office, laughing his head off like a villain, because he looks like a villain, like he is.
Aye, definitely does look like a villain.
Oh,
he is a villain. To be honest, it's hilarious. But the thing is, it's all good and well. We're sitting here laughing about it, right? But how does that feel? If you're Griezmann, how do you feel about that? How can you go to work every day, train your ass off, know that you're one of the best players at the club? You know, you should be a shoe-in for an automatic start every weekend. But because they're playing funny buggers and they don't really, or they say that they don't have the money to sign you for the 40 million, you know that you're only going to be playing half an hour at the most every week. That must be frustrating.
I suppose it depends on your mentality, I suppose.
Aye.
Like what his goals are. I mean, like if he wants to be the best player in the world, scoring the most goals and in contention for the Ballon d'Or and all this kind of thing, like, well, he needs to be playing 90 minutes, you know what I mean? He needs to be getting that game time. But if his intention is just to be really marketable and have a good time and make some dosh, then he's probably loving life. So it'll just depend on what his perspective is.
To further that, he's coming on against tired defences every week. He's not needing to put in the graft of the first half, try to knacker a defence out. He's coming on with all of that ability. Conversely, he's also sticking it to Barcelona, who, as far as I'm concerned, deserve no sympathy when it comes to how they've treated players. Right. It's not Griezmann's fault that he was signed way over the odds a few years ago and paid a silly amount of money. Just like it wasn't Martin Braithwaite's fault, or Frankie de Jong, or Sergio Busquets, or Gerard Piqué. I mean, you notice what I'm doing here.
Aye.
Everybody. That's Barca's whole sort of MO, is that it's all these greedy players' fault for not accepting cut price deals and for not getting out of your club quick enough. Like, it's everybody else's fault but the club. I have so little sympathy for Barcelona when it comes to this, and I'm in the office with Diego Simeone, just chilling out in a black suit as well. Try to look cool with him.
Mhm.
Agreeing with him. Totally agreeing with him.
Sitting with sunglasses on the pitch black.
Aye.
Sipping whiskey.
Just sitting with a pout on at the bar.
Oh man.
Just agreeing with him.
I don't even know how long he's got left in his contract though at Barcelona, to be honest.
Griezmann, I think it is another 2 years, but this loan deal
What?
runs to the end of the season with the obligation to buy.
How many years was on his original deal at Barca? A 5-year deal or something?
Oh, they've signed him to like a 5-year deal or
Jesus.
something ridiculous. Aye, 30 years old or 30 or 29
what were
years
they
old.
thinking?
Aye. I mean, it was way over the odds what they paid for him. Like for what they were getting value wise, you're signing a player. Fair enough, he's in his prime, but like you just don't know with strikers or with players kind of reaching their 30s. Things can go very wrong. The hunger can disappear. Like not just that. I mean, they've signed a player that was not a Barcelona style of player. Like he was perfectly made for Atletico Madrid. It's like I say, zero sympathy for Barcelona.
I don't really have that sort of
Levels of nonsense when it comes to the business side of things. It's with Barcelona. Like the more you hear about them, the worse it gets. Like
Aye.
it's fucking insane asylum at the helm.
The funny thing is, up until about 5-6 years ago, they were the standard bearer for look at everything great about football, because you had Busquets, you had Jordi Alba, Andres Iniesta, Xavi. You had all these boys who were all academy made Barcelona boys. I mean, Jordi Alba they signed back for Valencia, but he was originally a Barcelona academy boy. Like you'd all these, and obviously Messi as well, like a Barcelona academy graduate. Like they were seen as this amazing theatre and kind of philosophy of football come to life, and it's just it's went south. It is tombstoned quite spectacularly over the past wee while.
It's like they get too big for their boots and they just started flinging money at everybody.
That's it. It was like Oprah, man. You can get signed on. You can get signed.
You can get a 5-year
signed.
deal and you can get a 5-year deal.
You can get a 5-year deal. You can get a 5-year deal.
Hey, here's $100,000 for you.
You can get paid up with the others.
But who was it that
Just chucking the money.
the other day there was oh god, who was it? One of the younger boys again signed another contract. So I think there's about 4 or 5 of them now that that have $1 billion
Pay cuts.
release fees.
Oh, that's
Buyout clauses. Aye.
It's like $1 billion.
Because of course with La Liga, it's a La Liga requirement to sign a release clause no matter what club you're at. You have to sign a release clause.
So they just
So
make them ludicrous.
Is it Gavi
Gavi,
or
I think
is
that's
it
who it
Ansu
was,
Fati
aye.
or that? Is it Gavi? Aye.
Aye, that's nuts, man. The
18 years old.
billion euros. Like, aye, that's obviously they it's one of them, innit, where they can pretty much ask for whatever they want. For a club that got to, that wants to buy them, a club that wants to buy them would have to offer a ridiculous fee.
It's a bit mad. It's a bit mad. I remember, did you see UEFA sent out all the warnings to all these teams for financial fair play? Like, so there was a whole list of teams all got warned. Rangers were one of them, AC Milan were another.
Aye.
But yet Barca weren't part of that list.
I
mean, explain that to me. It's so...
It's aye. I don't know what it is.
Who's running their house wrong there?
Aye. I can't even mind the list. Let's see if I can find it. Arsenal was one of them. Mm-hmm.
Aye.
But aye, it's crazy that Barcelona wasn't, because there was so much debt that, like, only up until pretty much the day before the season started, they could register their players, because they only then did they have enough money, because they had sold off so many rights to things like.
List here.
So it's it.
You want me to read it?
I have one, but you go ahead. Aye, is it PSG, AC Milan?
So, Chelsea, Leicester, Man City, West Ham, Borussia Dortmund, Barcelona, FC Basel, Union Berlin, Fenerbahce, Feyenoord, Olympic Lyonnais,
Olympiaco. Oh, Olympic Lyonnais.
Real Betis.
Lyon.
All right. Real Betis, Royal Antwerp, Sevilla, Lazio, Napoli, Trabzonspor, Wolfsburg. They're all getting monitored, apparently.
Aye. So Barca are in fact being monitored, but they've not been sanctioned, which is the one I think that I
found about
issue
that.
with.
So the clubs to be fined are PSG, AC Milan, Inter Milan, Roma, Juventus, Besiktas, Marseille, and Monaco. PSG's paying the most in terms of fines. They're getting a €10 million fine, but it could rise to 65 million if they don't comply in the future.
That will no day fuck all to them.
Nah, that's
what I was thinking. 10 million, like that's somebody's wage for the month. No, that's nothing.
Nasser El Khelafi's just fished down the side of his couch for that, so he has, hasn't he?
Aye.
Is it El Khelafi you call him or something like that?
Aye, Nasser Al Khelafi or whatever.
Khelafi, aye, that's the one, aye. But he's literally fishing down the side of the couch going, fuck, where is that? 100%.
That's the amount of money he wipes his arse with on a daily basis.
Oh, totally, aye. Hey, now we grab a toilet. Only pay, that's fine. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable, man.
Aye. I mean, I think Nasser El Khelafi, his net worth alone, I think, is about 8 billion.
Aye.
And so he's obviously he's the chairman and CEO of PSG, but then he's the chairman of BN Media. Is that how you say it?
That's right, aye. BN Sports and all that. Aye, so they own that.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And Qatari Sports Investments. So,
aye.
Like, they have hella money.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you could literally fine them 100 million. I'll do nothing. Nothing to them. The only way that you're going to hurt a team like PSG is, like, you're going to have to start docking them points and stuff. But, I mean, aye. I don't know how much that's going to hurt either. They can still finish 5th in the league and still be rich as hell and sign whoever they want, essentially. So, aye. It's crazy. Hi, Barcelona. We're in such a terrible state of affairs. Hopefully now with Xavi at the helm. Obviously, I know he doesn't run the financial side yet, but
Xavi's up there with the receipts, isn't he?
But he
bring us the snack bar ones. Bring us the snack bar ones.
He looks to have actually been focusing on players that will fit his system instead of buying the biggest names and, you know, throwing exorbitant astronomical amounts of money.
Stab at a couple of big words there, Harvey.
You
had a crack, man. You had a crack.
Aye. So then we'll just move on to the internationals then.
Oof.
We
a mixed bag.
by the by, France nearly got relegated
That's right,
in
aye.
the Nations League.
You did, aye.
They nearly. They get beat 2-0 for Denmark. Austria got beat for Croatia, so ultimately it meant that Austria got relegated. But aye, they were close. If Austria had beat Croatia, France were going into Group B. Other notable names to be relegated: England with
Wales.
Oh, there we go.
Aye.
Oh, I didn't get up
aye.
because he beat us.
But aye. I mean, you could. England have had a terrible run at this Nations League. They've drew 2 games, they've lost 3, got 1 game left, but they're still relegated. It's crazy, man. Aye.
-6 goal difference.
Yep. They've scored 1 goal.
Their group,
They've scored 1 goal in 5 games.
their group is one of the most unusual things ever. Oh,
Aye. Hungary sitting at the
Germany,
top.
Italy and Hungary.
Hungary can win and go into the finals. You know, Italy, Germany have been a bit off, but aye, they have been for a few years, so no real surprise. Yeah, Italy. To be honest, if you look at that Italian squad and look at the England squad, England should not be getting beat from them. If I'm going to be perfectly honest, England have one of the most potent attacking threats in the game. Well, no threat, but attacking team players. Sorry, Jesus Christ, words. Come on,
Abby.
They have some of the best players in the world, right? Attacking players, you know, young players as well, like Phil Foden, Grealish. Sterling can still do a job.
Oh, Christ,
you know, you get Harry Kane, Ivan Toney now, Jadon Sancho, who's starting to get back to playing well. Rashford, when he's playing well, he's amazing. Don't know if it's confidence or whatever that's got him down these days, but you know, they should be putting teams under pressure with those attacking threats, man. I just don't know what's going on there for Gareth Southgate. He seems to always pick these weird formations and weird sets of players. Like the last time, he didn't have a recognised left back in his squad. Even though there's plenty.
I mean, there's more English left backs.
Okay.
It's weird. Even with they things,
okay.
though, mate, it still shouldn't be a concern. Like, they still have more than enough, as you've said, in the tank to deal with at least 9 countries out of 10. Like, if you to pick 10 countries out of that, England are probably going to be able to beat comfortably 9 of them. Like, such as the strength and depth they have. I mean, not just their first 11, the fourth 11 is probably better than most international teams. Like, the boys that haven't made it into their squad. So it's quite ridiculous that they've finished so poorly in that group below.
I
mean,
I forgot about.
It's weird.
I forgot about Saka.
But Bukayo Saka as well. Like
Saka,
he's putting
Mason Mount.
Although he put Saka at left back again, so he did.
Aye, that's you see what I mean? Like,
you don't need to do
what
that.
kind of stupidness is that?
Ben Chilwell hasn't played much at Chelsea this year, but Ben Chilwell is still a modern fullback who can do everything required in the modern game. It's weird. Like, it is incredibly weird. I think the thing that's kind of getting worrying, I think, about Gareth Southgate when it comes to England is that his big thing he always said was, I will not pick players on reputation alone. They will be picked on form. But then you look through this latest squad and you've got Harry Maguire, you've got Luke Shaw.
Who's not been playing.
Exactly. They haven't been playing. Like, There's boys in there who probably don't deserve to be there. They're there just sheerly because of loyalty, which I get if you're a small team like or a smaller team like Scotland. We tend to pick a very similar squad every time. That's what Steve Clark believes in, to get sort of the team unit, as opposed to individuals. But England are far too big and too good to need to worry about that sort of thing. Their ceiling of talent is way above ours.
They've got so much depth as well. That's the thing. Like, I don't know why he keeps going back to the well with some of the players.
Jordan Henderson as well, mate. Been nowhere.
Aye. I mean, midfield. I mean, they've got Declan Rice in midfield as well. Like one of the best midfielders in the world right now.
Do you see Declan
Calvin
Rice's
Phillips.
quote, by the way? About the
no, I didn't.
When asked why they're not scoring in international football, because obviously no open play goals since last March or something like that. Declan Rice's quote was, I mean, I don't know what's going on. We're scoring goals for fun and training. Well, that's fine, Decky. It'll come good, mate.
I mean, that's like Steve Clark after the game, the Scotland game, innit? They asked him about, you must be proud of your defence. You know, they've Ukraine, did they have any shots on target, whatever. He's like, aye, I'm a big believer in if you don't concede goals, you don't lose. Like, all right, well done.
I felt that under the Michael Owen Hall of Fame right there.
You go. So you've been watching too much Michael Owen, son.
Michael Owen sitting watching that at telly, like the meme, the Leonardo DiCaprio meme. Pointing at it. 100%.
God.
Michael Owen had the fucking. He's heard that and got the notebook out and thought, that's a good one.
I'll need to remember that one.
Oh, God.
Outstanding.
Oh, man. Oh, God. Well, since we're on to Scotland, let's stick on it. So, we played Ukraine on, Tuesday? Last Tuesday?
Wednesday was, in fact.
That's right.
Wednesday.
Or was it Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Was it Wednesday? Right, sorry. My bad.
That's all right.
Wednesday. That was a good game. We came out 3-0 winners. It could have been more, if I'm being honest. Keeper had he made a good few saves, so he did. But it could have been more than 3-0. We played, I would say amazing, actually. So I was very proud of that performance for the boys.
It was a half an hour spell in that second half, mate, where it was as good as any Scottish performance I've ever seen. Like, pressing on the front foot, winning the ball back in their half.
Aye.
Just
brilliant.
Like, unheard of.
Aye, it was fun to watch. So, well, actually, it wasn't that fun until they scored the goal.
I can't
After that, it was fun. Do you know what I mean? I was there sitting saying to myself, like, Christ, the amount of chances we've had. You know, they haven't done much. This is our luck. We're not going to be able to score any goals, and then in the dying minutes, they're going to fucking score a shitey goal. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, it'll be typical. I was actually getting raging just thinking about it. But, you know, I was still hoping that we would score, and we did. The first goal was John McGinn. Just doing John McGinn things with his arse.
Using that big arse.
Ashing folk out the
Beautiful
way.
big arse. The best arse in Scottish football.
And scoring. Aye. Then Big Dykes, Big Lyndon Dykes, comes on and scores 2 headers for corner. Brilliant. I say it like that boy, he's amazing in the air. get that ball near him in the air, and he's 9 times out of 10 he wins the ball. 2 cracking headers, brilliant. It was a shame to see Patterson go off injured. But they said that the scans don't look too bad. Like, he won't be out for long, so that's a positive. I'm not really sure what the injury is itself, but they're saying that the scans look good, look favourable.
I'm good for that.
But, hey,
I'm good for that, man. This stage of the season again, picking up injuries.
Oh, especially for you.
Aye, I know, Matt. He's actually been. He's been a great
start.
He's looked great since he's come in properly, getting trusted as right back. Like, it's worked. Totally worked. He's repaying the faith.
Aye. I mean, Hickey came on and he did a good job. I was glad that McTominay, because when I seen the lineup, I was like, I was raging.
It's a shared experience in the Scottish fantasy side when you see McTominay.
Thought he was in defence again, and turns out he wasn't. He essentially had a free roll, really.
I would actually.
But it was good. He actually.
I was going to say, I would actually say he's in for a shout out with man of the match, by the way.
But
on Wednesday night's game.
I was going to move on and say he actually played very well. I didn't have anything negative to say about him
probably
during that game.
Since the England game in Euro 2020. Like, it's the best I've seen him in a long time in a Scotland shirt.
Aye. But this is the thing that I've been saying, right? He plays well in midfield.
Aye.
You know, put him in midfield. If he's going to play him in midfield. Don't put him in a position where he doesn't play.
Put your players in their correct positions, aye.
I'll complain then because he's not in his right position. He gets bait. You know, he's at fault for goals because he's not used to playing that. He's not capable of playing that position at the highest level.
Aye.
Do you know? I'm pretty sure if you put him on the park at the juniors, he would probably boss the centre back role, but no, like, do you know what I mean? No, at international level, it's completely different.
Like a defender, as a defender.
Do you know? But I played brilliant in midfield. It's bravo to him. And here's the next dilemma. We played very well in that formation. Essentially it was a 4-2-3-1, right? Like, we played very well. Do we stick with that?
Well, I mean, he stuck with it with the Ireland game, obviously.
Exactly.
And obviously that wasn't quite as good a performance at all, really.
No, it wasn't really.
But injuries now would suggest that we maybe go to a different formation. Like, I think Clark's feeling might be that with the suspension to McTominay and the injury to Kieran Tierney, they've obviously been removed from the squad. There's suggestions now that Clark might switch back to a 3 at the back now. I don't know if you saw Harvey. He's called up Stephen Kingsley from Hearts and he's called up Barry Mackay. But with the lack of international experience, it's been suggested that perhaps it'll now go to Declan Gallagher, Jack Hendry and Stephen Kingsley is like the way they've been doing it with the kind of 3 at the back, 2 wing backs, I think. I feel like that's a disaster because I feel like even though with the Ireland game where we've not performed to our best, having the extra man in midfield allowed us to chase back into the game more because we'd more bodies in the area of the pitch where we wanted them to be when we had possession. Like, I mean, I know modern wise it's kind of seen as it's the go-to formation now and it's kind of cool now, this 3 at the back, wing backs kind of pattern, all that. But I always feel like with Scotland, if in an attacking sense, we're better with 4 at the back and an extra midfield in there to kind of control the game. What do you think, man, as far as it, because obviously, I mean, this episode will probably drop after the Ukraine away game. What do you think? What do you think it's going to? Do you think that they go back to the kind of tried and tested Because we only need to draw
think
to win the group, by the way. That's the thing.
I only need to draw to win. So we could go super defensive. Like, and just play for a draw.
Please
I don't think
Things
that's
that haven't worked out well.
exactly. I think I honestly think. I mean, having the extra midfielder helps us, but I also think we play very well with two up front. So I think that would be. It's one of the. I don't really know, man.
It's mad. We're going into the most important game without either of the best two players that are both left backs. Both of them are missing. Like Robertson's out, Tielemans now out.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't make it up, man.
Well, the thing is with Andy Robertson, he's an amazing player, but for some reason when he puts on a Scotland top, very rarely do I see the same player.
I agree with that.
Right,
certainly,
he just like shies away when he plays with Scotland for some reason. I wouldn't have him as my captain either. But
I was just going to put that to you is that maybe I think that's the problem with Andy Robertson is that he's a big personality in the dressing room and he's part of a Liverpool team that's full of big personalities. But I don't think he's a captain. I think John McGinn, who's obviously standing in as captain during this international break because he's the vice captain, is a more rightful captain. Mm-hmm. Like I think what we've got the now is the team being led by who should correctly be captain, which is good. Mm-hmm. But then obviously you go to the next international break and it's Robertson that retakes the role and you might get a good 60 minutes out of him over 2 games, but he's probably going to flatter to deceive again. Like he has done. Again, he's similar to McTominay, mate. He doesn't seem to bring his best form to the national team. Mm-hmm. Despite the fact, that these are 2 boys who are playing for 2 of the biggest teams in the UK. Like, it's a weird situation. Greg Taylor will do fine, by the way, I think.
Greg Taylor, he'll do fine.
Absolutely.
He'll deputise fine at left back, so he will. He'll do the job, definitely. But just in regards to McTominay, though, the thing with McTominay is I think that he was often asked to do things that he wouldn't necessarily do, that don't come natural to him in that squad in Man United for the past 2 seasons. If you look at him before, he was playing a lot different from when Solskjaer came in. Solskjaer had him playing this just stick back kind of, don't do anything outlandish, like don't go too much forward, don't do this or that. That's why he's pretty much just simple passes. But you can see when he's got that confidence and playing well, doing things that he naturally does, he plays well, as we've seen against Ukraine there. That's his natural game. Like, so this season, Ten Hag's changed up the role, and if you look at the last couple of games, what McTominay did for Scotland, he's been doing for Man U.
Aye.
So hopefully it continues.
There's a lot of me that does feel for McTominay because he's similar to Darren Fletcher in that way, where he's a Man United player. He comes in with all this expectation of, because he's a Manchester United midfielder, then he must be the best player on the park at any time when he's in a Scotland jersey. And as you see with Darren Fletcher, it's not quite as simple as that. Like, Darren Fletcher was a very capable midfield destroyer, but just like you're saying, Harvey, what Darren Fletcher was being asked or expected to do in a Scotland jersey was to win games single-handedly, or at least have a big say in games on his own. Like, McTominay probably, whether fairly or unfairly, suffers for something very similar.
Aye. But I think the way we go, we need to keep Ukraine. We need to be attacking. We kind of just sit back and lap up. So 2 up top, or you could crowd the midfield, have that midfield, you know, with that extra player in there. But who do you put in for McTominay though? You bring back in wee Billy.
I think
Who's not
he's
really
going to be
been
the
playing.
favourite, isn't he? Despite that,
It's the
Harvey.
favourite, aye, but aye.
I mean, obviously, it's. I mean,
who else have you got that's
I
in the
know.
squad? Like, do you know what I mean? Obviously he plays a different game to what McTominay is just.
What? I mean, with Billy Gilmer, what you do have is somebody who can put his foot on the ball and isn't scared to put his foot on the ball in any situation whatsoever. Like,
Yes.
he's somebody who demands
right,
possession. And in a game where, I mean, it's the unusual situation where we're going into the last game of a group stage and we're no chasing the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the other team are chasing. So Ukraine need to beat us no matter what. So they're going to come out chasing the game.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody like Billy
That's-
Gilmer, a calm heat in there is probably perfect next to Callum McGregor.
Aye. But that's what I was saying. Like that's why we could play two up front, because they're going to be going for it, and we've got two boys, like, you know, just say, I was going to say Charlie Adam there, Jesus Christ, Che Adams and Lyndon Dykes, you know, up front.
Aye.
Like, you know, they're going to have to keep an eye on them. I mean, it doesn't have to be one of the two of them. It could be two. You could have Ryan Fraser up there, a speedy boy, do you know? Two speedy lads up there.
Knowing Steve Clark, I
Aye.
think it'll be a 5-2-3. It'll be with the wingers instead of the two strikers, and it'll be
Aye.
Ryan Fraser and probably Ryan Christie. Because, I mean, Ryan Christie basically wins us the game against Ireland. Like, he's crossed for Jack Henry. By the way, I mean, just before we go out here without mentioning it, our equaliser against Ireland was glorious.
Aye.
12
Jack Henry.
passes, a
That
move
was-
started by Jack Henry, and he just
Aye.
marauds
He got-
forward with the ball,
Aye.
and he's playing as an extra striker. Like, I couldn't
Aye.
believe what I was watching. Scotland, us.
When I seen the highlights, because I couldn't watch, because obviously this whole bloody hurricane back up there.
Hurricane patter, I know.
I watched the highlights and I'm sitting looking and I was like, I kind of, you know, I was on my phone and somebody said something to me, so I kind of looked away and looked back and I was like, oh, when the hell did we get a corner? Henry scored a corner. For a corner. And I was like, no, wait, what? And I rewinded it and I was like,
An
oh,
open
holy
play.
shit.
Aye.
I was like, oh man, that was a TK goal, man.
It
So
was
as
outstanding.
by as you're saying there, Ryan Christie puts the ball in, we get the penalty and he scores the penalty, which he again has came out and he's gave praise to, oh my god, I can't mind. I can't believe I forgot his name now. Long-haired boy, Austin.
Oh,
he's
Austin
the-
McPhee, aye, he was the set piece
Aye.
coach. Aye.
Set piece coach, praised him. He's basically said that it was him that told him where to put the ball.
Aye.
I was like, okay. And
I always
obviously he
remember
got a
how
lot of
poorly he
praise.
came across in that Hearts documentary, and he still seems to be getting mentioned as the guru by these football players.
Nah,
It's mad, man.
aye, that's crazy. But he got all the praise the other day as well from
Aye.
his for the, obviously they scored the 2 goals. Lyndon Dykes said, Austin said to him, go to front post, go front post. He went front post twice and scored two headers.
Boom, boom. Easy peasy.
Aye. Have you seen Stephen Kenny's, what Stephen Kenny said after the game? The Republican manager?
Aye.
Republican manager Ireland, Jesus Christ. Republic of
You're worse
Ireland
than me, man.
manager.
The Republic of Managers. It's a bunch of managers on this country together.
God.
Welcome. I did see what he said,
Aye.
certainly, aye.
But he was saying that the penalty was Like, what are you talking about? It was a fucking clear penalty. Like,
I think
can't-
that
you
was
can't-
somebody that was very bitter. He didn't. I think he was just upset more than anything else, wasn't it?
well, I must be. I mean, Ireland, the Jews, they did play well for periods of the game, as did we. You know,
It was like a classic derby match. It really was like a local derby.
Mhm.
Like, it was two teams, form doesn't matter. Team strength really doesn't matter because it's a game played in passion.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've got to be raging though. Like, I mean, we equalise and
Troy
then
Parrott.
we make a total arse of a shot corner, and
Aye.
Michael Obafemi and Troy Parrott are hairing it towards our goal, and thankfully Troy Parrott is nowhere near as good as what he is in Football Manager in 5 seasons
I
time,
was going to say,
and makes a total arse. He's 1-1.
if it's Football Manager, Troy Parrott, he's banged that into the top corner, but
he's probably scored a hat trick
smashed it
against
straight.
us.
Aye, he's put it straight to Gordon.
Craig Gordon. He's in a busy week as well,
Aye.
by the way. Jeez,
Aye,
that was he was in standby for his new wee boy being born. His wife was due to get into
he's
labour.
new wee boy.
His new wee boy. He's ready to go, wee boy. I think that's why I said it's just a silly way. But he's obviously he birthed his baby son, so he rushes to go be with his partner after the Ukraine game. And then it turns out the night before the Ireland game, the baby's born, I think, at like something like 5 or 6 in the morning. So he missed the team briefing on the Saturday afternoon to get a snooze before the game at night. How he could sleep before that? It's mad, man.
Right. Aye. So the all we need is a draw now, and we are promoted into Group A.
The league above
No,
England.
into
The level above
the
England.
Pot A. Aye, we'll be above. Oh shit! I didn't even think about that.
So we'll be in the pot above England, and with all the giant teams.
Aye, which I mean, I love that we'll be winning the group and getting promoted, right? But are we going to get up there and get spanked?
Oh, probably. But you know what though?
I mean?
The good thing about this is if we avoid defeat against Ukraine, we'll go into pot 2 for the qualifying draw. So obviously they've no drawn the groups yet for qualifying for the European Championship, which is in Christ, where even is it? The next one, Germany, something like that.
I think it's Germany. Aye.
I cannot even remember. But we'll get into pot 2, which means we've got more chance of a favourable qualifying draw. We'll miss a whole host of big teams, which is what we really, really want. So there's a good point to it. And even if we fuck the qualifying group, we've still got the Nations League semi-final as a backup to get into.
Which didn't work out too well for us in the World Cup one, no?
Well, we made an arse at the
against
World
Germany.
Cup, but limping by Israel got us some fun last summer.
Talk to me about the Nations League semi-final thing. What's that?
So we're currently in League B, Level 2, League B. I can't even remember what you call it. Like, what is it? But we're in the second rung of teams. Like,
so it's the Nation Leagues, and then you have. It's weird. So they go. So all the Group A's are the top tier, and then Group B is the second tier. Group C is the third. So you would have Group A1, Group A2, Group A3.
That's right.
Aye. And then B's, then C's. So if you win your group, you go into the playoffs to get the final spot in the Euros or the World Cup. So if it's a World Cup for the European teams, so obviously you have your World Cup qualifiers and your Euro qualifiers, right? So if you win your group, you get promoted and you go into like the playoffs then. So if you don't qualify through the World Cup qualifiers or the Euro qualifiers, you still get a second shot at qualifying. You just have to.
So we could still get into the World Cup?
No. That's what we were playing Ukraine for.
Aye.
The last time, remind when we lost to Ukraine?
In June.
That's why we were playing them. We were going to play them, and if we beat them, it was either...
Was that for the last Nations Cup?
That was from the last Nations League. Nice.
Right.
That's how we got to the Euros last year.
Right.
I think we've explained this
Because
to
we
you
won our
before.
group.
I feel
And
like
then-
we've went over this slowly with you before.
I know.
This is retread ground here.
I look forward to hearing
God.
about
And Mick
it
had
next year,
that same vacant expression on when we did it the last time too.
Aye. It is a bit confusing.
It's like Kyle the Opossum for Fantastic Mr. Fox, just the starry eyes staring at you. I feel like you're not listening to you.
It's like,
He's a signal.
honestly, I had to read it a couple times to like understand. I was just like, this doesn't make any sense to me. And then it just clicked all of a sudden, and I was like, all right, fuck, it makes sense. So it takes a while for it to make sense, but
Okay.
when you get it, you get it. You get me?
So the headline is:
Win all your games.
if we win the group, we get favourable draw for the upcoming
Euros.
Euros.
Yep. So we go into pot 2. So that's winning with some of the bigger teams. So then
We avoid playing
that
them.
means we kind of get drawn with him.
Cool.
Yeah. So that's a bonus,
Yeah.
you know. And we get a second shot at qualifying if we don't qualify through the qualifiers. Ha.
So it's what it is good in a nutshell. That's tiny.
Aye, what it is good. So
Hold on. Just get confused again.
Oh,
So the draw for the Euros, that's the draw for the qualifiers,
Yes.
no for the group stages.
No, that's for the qualifiers, no for the final tournament. So that is
right.
That is to allow us to get a favourable draw in the qualifiers for the final tournament. If that doesn't go well, though,
Right.
we have the Nations League form to fall back on as an alternative route to the final tournament, which is what we previously used to get to Euro 2020 when we beat Israel in penalties and then Serbia in penalties, which were Nations League semi-finals
Right.
and finals for, at the time, that was League C.
Right.
We were previously in League C due to the fact that our seeding and our ranking was very poor then. So it's good news.
So
effectively.
have we in consecutive seasons went for League C to B and then we're going to go to A?
No, we've spent
Potentially.
2 years in League B. During last year, we were in League B with Slovenia. Who was it again, Harvey? Slovenia was one of the teams. Czech Republic and
aye.
I think it was Israel again. You know that?
it was Israel.
Aye, we finished
Aye.
second. Czech Republic went up.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one
That's
where
right.
we were top of the league, the mini league for the first 4 games and managed to fuck it in the final 2 games by getting beat twice. When all we needed to have done was draw. Like, we made a
Aye.
massive arse of it, which then meant
Aye.
we didn't get promoted in
just a
straight
fucking-
seasons.
It was just a joke. Mhm.
Aye. Funnily
That's what
enough,
it was.
Czech Republic are going to get relegated for their Nations League group. So they're bottom currently in Group 2.
They still have a game to play though. So
Aye, true.
Wait, who do they play against? So
Oh,
that's
I have
the
no
thing.
clue. I'm trying to look for it right now.
Switzerland. They play Switzerland who
Aye,
are
they
above
play in
them.
they play in Switzerland on Tuesday, same night as us.
So they'll have to beat them. If they want to stay up. But anyway.
Yeah.
C'est la vie. Right. So predictions for this Ukraine game, and then we'll get out here.
1-0 Scotland.
1-0 Scotland. Well,
I think they'll struggle compared to last time out, but I have
I
faith.
don't know. Right, I would like 1-0 Scotland. I have a fucking horrible feeling it's going to be 2-0 Ukraine.
Oh,
2-0 Ukraine.
Aye, I'm sorry.
Mm.
I don't. Until they continuously give me things to get excited about, I don't trust them. I would love to
Well-
trust them, but I don't.
Aye. I get what you're saying. I think it's going to be 2-1 Scotland.
I really hope so.
I think that we've got to take the lead, then we're going to extend the lead, and Ukraine are going to come out fighting, score a goal, and we're going to be shiting it for the last 20 minutes of the game.
Probably.
Which, we even at 2-1, a draw is still good for us, but because we'll go up, but I think that's what's going to happen. Depending on who plays, that's the next thing. I'm not quite decided on what formation I would play, if I'm being perfectly honest, but I think against Ukraine, who are going to be, they're going to be attacking a lot. I would like to kind of play, the three at the back, just so that they would be there permanently. The two wing backs. Jack Taylor will get forward, but he's not going to be up there for an extended period of time, so he'll be back. If he plays anyway. Aye. And then you can have in the midfield, you have McGregor, Billy Gilmer. In front of them, you have John McGinn, and then you can have these two strikers. I think that's where you go. So we can lap up pressure and then just hit them on the counter. Hopefully. Hopefully we win. So 2-1, I think. Yes. On that note, we shall love yous and leave yous. Just want to remind you all to check out the other two podcasts, okay? MMA Mash and AEW Mash. This week on MMA Mash, we talked a bit about Bellator. Well, actually, we talked a lot about Bellator. Obviously, AEW Mash, names in the tin. We talked about AEW. Both very good episodes this week again. So please go check them out. Remember, you can find us on all social media platforms. Love any feedback that you guys want to give us, so please send it our way. We can take constructive criticism, so don't be shy, okay?
I can't.
Well, Paul can. Okay, but okay.
My confidence is hanging by a thread.
All right, troops. We'll get it here this time. So, Tattie Mashed driver. See you
Bye.
later.
Don't hurt me.